That's why you go solo. Hike at your own pace. Got me. What is going on, everybody? Brad here, back with another solo overnight hike. This is a quick, impromptu hike in the Anza Borrego desert. Just thought I'd throw something together, do a little off-trail exploring. It's about the middle of April, and I'm back in San Diego, so trying to dial in this gear that I leave behind for when I come down here. Looking probably at 5 miles. I want to explore a couple of ridges that I've been eyeing since the last time I was here. Hopefully the wind will cooperate. It's beautiful right now. It's about 62, a couple of mile-an-hour breeze. Should get down to the low 30s tonight. I am trying out some new to me gear. Backpack given to me by my good buddy Mike Marmalade. Thank you. And I picked up a used Aeon lithium tent, one-person tent. So we'll be trying that out. I do have my stove. I will be drinking hot coffee unless some other minor disaster happens. But yeah, I've got about, like I said, 5 miles. I'm gonna gain one of these ridges, look for a place to camp, hopefully a good spot for sunrise tomorrow morning, and then hike back to the car. This is, I'm hiking up the road right now in Little Blair Valley. So, all right, it should be interesting. All right, you can see those two hills right there, our mountains. My goal is to gain that ridge and find a spot to set up camp, hopefully just on the eastern side of that peak. Should give me a good view of the Salton Sea and a decent sunrise tomorrow. Got 4 liters of water, which should be enough. Cameled up at the car, and man, I can already tell you this backpack is so much lighter than some of the stuff I left behind. Again, thanks to Marmalade. And I brought my magma quilt. I'll go over more of the stuff, the gear, once we get into camp. But much lighter. My back feels better already. Getting a late start today. About as late as I've ever started a quick backpack trip. It's about 3:20 right now. Sunset's at 7:30. So I gotta hightail it up there. Get to leave the road here pretty soon and go around that little bump right in the center. Just working my way up this wash now. Some really great ocotillos in here. I just missed a storm that blew in yesterday. and drop some snow in the Laguna Palomar Mountains. There's granite. Back behind there you can see some snow. So I just started climbing this little hill, came out of that canyon, and probably gotten a little too high. I have to drop back down after we get over this. Look at the spikes on that. We started way down there. Somewhere down there. Move through this saddle up here. It's taking me longer than I thought. It's about 4:30. I'd like to start setting up camp no later than 6:30. Almost there. Healthy juniper berries. Whoa, it was an owl. First pinion. It's doing pretty good. There's another one right up here. And a couple more. Oh, that was a big one. It's just too bad. Most of them are dying up here. I got to the top of this canyon. It's leveled off. It's a nice spot right there too. This is gonna work. A couple of pinions up here. Would be a big enough spot. Oh yeah, definitely fit up here. Oh wow, look at this view. Salton Sea. You've got the famous ramp right there, which leads to Villager and Rabbit. If you continue, Toro. And that little one right in the middle, in between the one closest to me and in the background, that is Coyote. And you have the Badlands down there. Fawn's Point, Inspiration Point. Yeah, I'd say this is going to be great. All right, well, it took me a little longer than I thought to get a decent pitch. Kind of crammed in there, but I figure that tree and rocks will give me a little bit of a windbreak. So that's the Tarptent Aeon lithium. And I picked that up used probably a month ago. So I'd always wanted to give that a try, and I found it on Backpacking Light for a really good price. So it's 16 ounces, takes 5 stakes. 2 there on the ends, 1 in the back, 2 on the other side. And what I like about this tent is actually you don't need this front main ridgeline stake. I did it there because in case the wind picks up, I want a little more stability. But it actually is fine without it. You can listen to this. Yeah, you see there's no tension there at all, but it's pretty rigid. So as long as you have a good bite, which I don't have the best bite there on the stakes, but you can get away with 5 stakes. I only brought 5. I meant to bring 1 more, so I'd pick my own. tighten that up. Hoping the wind doesn't pick up. So yeah, 16 ounces. And I have the X-Lite large in there. And the REI Magma Quilt, which is good to about 30 degrees comfort. And the Trekology 2.0 pillow. Yeah, and thanks to Mike Marmalade, gifted me this Arc Hall 60-liter pack made out of Ultra. So he put, I think, 1,000 plus miles on it, completed the PCT, but it's still in good shape. And for what I do out here, bushwhacking and off-trail stuff, it's perfect. It's way more comfortable than the Osprey Exos that I had that just tore my back up, even after a mile. It's just miserable. This thing's great. So thanks again, Mike. So that's it. Let's camp. I'd say we probably got another hour before sunset. I am gonna get something to eat, because I am starving. Man, it is nice up here. Such a great view of the Santa Rosa mountain range there. Some tough ones up there. You want something hard to do in Anza Borrego. Like I said, you've got three really tough ones. Well, there's actually a couple more that I have not done. There's Rosa benchmark, I think mile high. But yeah, there's the ramp. And you've got Villager, Rabbit, Dawn's Peak is somewhere in there. I'm not sure exactly which one. And then Toro Peak at the back. I've done Dawn's, Rabbit, and Villager. Toro I've driven up to, have not hiked up that. And there's quite a few over in that area right in the center of the frame that I have not done yet. And the Salton Sea behind that. I know off-trail hiking isn't for everybody. Gotta do some route finding, get cut up, some bushwhacking, but sometimes the payoff is worth it. Come up here and just pick a mountain ridge, explore it, and get lucky like this and just have just really great views. So dinner is not too different from the last trip. Didn't have time to throw anything better together. Got a beef jerky stick there. The obligatory tuna packets. Enough, which I hate to say it, but I'm actually kind of getting tired of these. I mean, after 300-400 bags, I guess that's bound to happen. And dessert, so. Yeah, not fantastic. Again, didn't have a lot of time to put this trip together, so it'll have to do. I'm hoping the wind doesn't pick up tonight. It's pretty calm. Every once in a while there's a little bit of a gust, but I'm gonna have to find some rocks and probably secure the stakes just in case. one last look at the views from up here. So I was originally going to drop back down into that canyon I came up yesterday, but I really am digging this ridge. So I am going to head west as far as I can and then drop back down. I'll probably regret it. It'll probably be much more difficult, but I have some time, so I just want to check this out. It's really nice up here. All right, day 2. What a great night. Got down to about 30, 32 maybe. No wind, just calm and peaceful. I was tired, so I crashed probably around 8 o'clock, but just a little bit of condensation on the inside of the tent, but that's because the ground was still damp from when it rained on Friday. So I packed up and I am headed back to the car. Changing plans a little bit. I was going to take that canyon that I came up, but I enjoy this ridge, exploring this ridge so much that I'm just going to continue west on it as far as I can. And it will eventually drop into the wash that I came up. Maybe more difficult, more steep as I get near the end, but we're going to see. Yeah, back there is where I'm headed behind me. So, all right, it's about 55, no wind, sun is out, birds are chirping, perfect day. Bit of a cave in there. I don't want to go in too deep, see what's in there. Just continuing on. It's getting a little thicker through here, so I'll work my way over there and then on the other side of that. Love that color. It's definitely getting thicker through here. So, taking me a little bit longer to get around some of this stuff. Oh, that would not be fun to get spiked by. A little bit flatter up here. Whoa, very cool. Deer antler. Yeah, that's nice. I think I've seen one that nice before. I've seen little small pieces, but nothing like this. Put that back. There really isn't enough time for me to do these kind of hikes because I could spend all day, probably a couple days, just on this ridge, exploring, looking for places to camp, caves, what have you. But I mean, it's been a few hours and I've only gone probably a mile. And I'm just taking my time, just soaking it all in. But kind of why I do solo trips. I got some great people to hike with, but I don't think they would enjoy, 6-7 hours of just exploring, looking in caves, checking out campsite possibilities. All of it mostly off trail. It probably gets monotonous or tedious to other people. I know it does to my wife, who is extremely tolerant when she comes on trips, but hey, everybody has a limit, so that's why you go solo, hike at your own pace, explore what you want, camp where you want, eat what and when you want. I don't think there's a better way. Maybe you can see how far I have to get back to my car. I've got to get down here, drop into that, and eventually make it back. There we go. The car's parked somewhere down there. Get a little perspective. Okay, I've started the descent of this ridge. Kind of see what I've got to go through. Gotta get down there, and then down to that flat area. Got about just over a liter of water. It's pretty cool. It's probably high 50s, 60 maybe. So I have enough to make it back. 4 liters was about perfect for this trip. I could have drank a little more yesterday, but I tend to conserve on the way up and drink a little more the next day. So it's slow going for sure. And if you have any plans to do Dawn's Peak, there's a good section just like this for quite a ways and much steeper. Got me. First one. almost there. Oh, thought I'd never make it down there. Still got 2/3 of the trip back. This is much faster going. There's where I came down. Give you a good perspective. A little far north, this canyon. I decided to use this for part of the way. It's just faster. I'm going to take this little saddle right there and go up and over and drop back into the wash just to the north. I'm sorry, just to the south. This is a massive boulder, and it looks like it's split right down the middle. And there is the other part. All right, back in the wash. Should be not too difficult from here on out. Just downhill. It's pretty warm. The breeze has stopped. Keep an eye out for snakes. Picked up my footprints from yesterday. So I've probably got 2 miles back to the car. I just wanted to point this out for anyone who doesn't hike that much. This is probably, out of everything in the desert, this is the destroyer of clothes. Cat claw. Let's see if I can get this to focus. You see those claws? They do not break off. They will hook onto your shirt and just shred. I don't care what it is. I've had the toughest shirts just get destroyed by those. All my shirts that I wear in the desert have little holes in them, and that's why I kind of wear them until they're just super tattered, because you're going to get one of these. You're going to not see one. It's going to snag. You're going to rip a hole. So out of everything, this is worse. Worse than ocotillo, cholla cactus, anything. Those barbs just latch onto that fabric and do not let go. All right, not too much further to the car. It was a quick 2-day solo backpack trip in Anza Borrego. Off-trail hiking, exploring, trying out some new gear, new for me. Had perfect weather. Such a great view up there at the top. Man, I was really impressed. I am glad I decided to check that out. So I appreciate you watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Nice. Ocotillos.